Hey guys, welcome to Flat Top King. Hey, today is all about a smoked prime rib cheesesteak. You guys stay tuned. So this is the deal. I have been absolutely salivating at the mouth. Is that a word? Maybe?
Yes.
The point for over 2 years. We upgraded my Weber. We got it. We got in the Griddle game way before the videos even started. And this is something I've been wanting to do for a long time. The idea of a prime rib, the idea of just taking a cheesesteak itself and just upping the game has always intrigued me, right? I'm not the biggest fan of a Philly style cheesecake. I am a fan, however.
Cheesesteak.
What else?
Cheesecake.
That one too. That's good though. I'm not a fan of a Philly cheese steak. I'm a fan of cheesesteak itself, period. I think there's so many combinations once you get creative, right? Don't get locked in that processed orange cheese, onions with or without. Who cares? God, make the best food possible, and I swear to you, you smoke a prime rib with your favorite seasonings, keep it on the rare, medium rare side, shave it thin, and add all these ingredients, you're gonna have one of the best cheesesteaks you've ever had, I promise you. You guys ready?
Yes.
Enough talking. Quick list of ingredients. We're gonna stick with the pit boss today. My burger rub, we're gonna introduce the Chicago barbecue rub, okay? Smoked Gouda is one of my favorite cheeses. That's gonna be our cheese of choice. I got some mushrooms and some onions. One thing obviously not in service today is peppers. I just didn't think it was gonna matter. Last but not least, we're gonna make one heck of a sauce or spread. I actually made it when we had the prime rib left over, and it was fan-freaking-tastic. And today, we're gonna put that to use. Big old bun for one. Let's get going.
All right. One.
Yeah. You said you didn't want one.
Yeah, right.
All right, first things first. It's still got the herb crust left over. Look at all that. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna take the tail off of it. You can use it or not, completely up to you. I'm actually gonna cut it and start that for the fat and the flavor. Take a knife, and as comfortable as you can be, just start shaving it thin. Here is the recipe. We're gonna use some garlic, some mayonnaise, some Dijon mustard, some Worcestershire sauce, horseradish, and some rosemary. All right, let's get started. First things first, we're going to go with 2 tablespoons of the W sauce, 1 tablespoon of the mustard. I'm gonna do 2 tablespoons of the garlic. We're gonna go about 3 to 4 tablespoons of mayonnaise. We're just gonna eyeball it. Maybe 3. That one just missed completely. You might want to be a little bit more. That's perfect. That was absolutely perfect.
You can't make this up.
Hey, you know it's gonna be good. All right. The horseradish, I know what you're thinking. What if I don't like horseradish? It's too hot. I'm gonna do 2 of those. It's not. You've got a large piece of meat. And I'm telling you, this piece of meat needs a lot of seasoning, right? If you can imagine the idea, the seasoning goes all on the outside. Once you cut your prime rib as steaks, there's nothing inside the prime rib that seasons it. So that crust has got to be on point. Take half a tree out. Just gonna rough chop it. All right, now that your rosemary is cut up, I'm gonna eyeball it, maybe about a tablespoon.
Is this the same way you made it on the Weber, like a long time ago? Because it was freaking fantastic.
I mean, it's gotta be close. That's how I always make it. Just like with the bottom, we're gonna do the top, and then we're gonna season the sides. As just setting it on there, I'm gonna put it a little bit to the right side. The hottest side's right here. I'm gonna try to protect that spinalis right there and have that heat just run right over top of it. Follow that meat bone, that rib bone right down.
I hope we have some left for cheesesteak.
We're gonna have to make sure we do. And that's perfect. I mean, that is absolutely edge to edge. All right, I got myself some smoked Gouda. I'm just the idea behind it, it's not very much. I'm just going to cut it in half to make it easier to cut. And then same thing with the shaved ribeye. I'm just going to cut these in a little bit thinner discs, just like that, right? I don't want it too chunky. All right, first things first. When I talk about caramelized onions, when you use mushrooms, I like the philosophy of keeping them separate. The mushrooms release so much moisture, it's hard to get a good sweet caramelization on the onions, okay? So I'm just gonna separate them. At the very end, when we're doing our meat, we're gonna combine them. All right, while our vegetables are cooking, I'm gonna show you that sweet sauce I made. Follow along because the recipe is not exact, it's the idea, okay? We're gonna go a little bit stronger on the mayonnaise base than we are the sour cream. So I'm gonna do about, this is the idea. I'm eyeballing how much it would take to fill up one hoagie, okay? That's a good idea. So, 2 spoons of that. All right, so maybe a 50-50 right there. Come back in about a tablespoon of garlic. I'm gonna hit it with a tablespoon of mustard. Tablespoon of W sauce. Tablespoon of that A1 sweet hickory. And last but not least, this is fresh horseradish. This is not the horseradish sauce. The horseradish sauce is naturally mild down with other ingredients. So this is the strong stuff.
So prepared horseradish.
Yeah, and you're gonna add this a couple tablespoons, as hot or as mild as you like it. You could probably throw some seasonings in there like salt and pepper, but honestly, we're gonna season everything so heavily and the prime rib have so much flavor left over. That's a lot of sauce. That's way too much. But we can use it on another piece of prime rib. Let's taste it. Taste it. I'm telling you. I told you I'd knock it out of the park. I think it actually used a little bit more horseradish, no?
No more horseradish.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's good. I'm gonna add a little bit of this balsamic vinegar. Somebody in the comment section on one of my videos when I was caramelized onions said if you add a splash, your mind will be blown. So we added it. We're gonna try it out. All right, you see how much color our onions are getting? They're working nicely. I just want to kind of reiterate the mushroom situation. You see the color on those as well? That is actually flavor that's building. That's very hard to do if you have too much moisture on your flat top, right? You want to allow the moisture to be able to escape. So now you're adding flavor without doing, really little effort. All right, I took that knuckle that I was talking about. That's the ribeye fat right there. That's a lot of fat. That's going to start the process. Probably unnecessary, but I'd rather be overcautious and have the best flavor than to go back and wish I'd have done it a different way.
So since we're using the pit
You
boss,
smell that?
I do. It smells good.
Oh my gosh, the smoke from that prime rib is coming up. Holy cow. I thought it would.
So since we're using the pit boss, you're using your wooden spatula to kind of chop it so that you don't damage the surface.
Right. We have we get asked this question a lot. Do we use metal utensils in my pit boss? We get asked so much, we kind of have like a canned response. So I think it's all about comfort. It's knowing right from wrong. And the ability to use different utensils for different applications. This is no difference.
We would not use a bench scraper, a metal bench scraper to chop beef.
Correct. Let me say this, especially to the people that want to try this for the first time. They might not have the greatest knife skills. When you're shaving your ribeye thin, don't worry about how, I mean, you do want to worry how thick it is, but it's not the end all, the be all, right? Because you can correct a lot of mistakes while you're shaving your beef or cutting your beef up on your flat top, right? Whether it be a rolled steel or the ceramic coated pit boss. A lot of mistakes can be overcome by this right here. I'm gonna come over here and hit my vegetables a little bit with a Chicago rub. Not much. I'm just mirroring those flavors that we had on the prime rib. And then that salt, pepper, and butter is gonna hit that prime rib just like that.
And that's the bold burger rub.
Yep, it's one of my favorites.
Which is a good all-purpose.
I like it. See that Maillard reaction right there? That's what we're looking for. You're gonna get some brown bits that really taste good. All right, time to mix them all together. You can serve it separate if you want. I don't see any need in it. I got that cornmeal crust that you look for when you want a good hoagie bun.
I think this is actually, is it actually called twin French bread?
Probably. All right. Just to save a couple carbs, and that meat is so dang good, I'm just gonna save myself a little bit of space here. Come back in with that sauce as much as you like. I'm gonna layer one inside with cheese, and then we're gonna put cheese on top of it as well. So when that hot side hits this, it's gonna melt. See all those little crispies building up? That is absolute flavor of gold right there. All right, take your sandwich. Imagine how big your sandwich is. We're gonna cut the heat. This is for my wife. She likes the extra meat. Basically what you're doing, you're allowing that meat and that bread and that cheese to come one, right? The bread is trapping the steam while the steam is steaming the bun, which the moisture is staying intact, which is allowing the cheese to melt. Like a holy trinity of cheesesteak goodness. Ready? Mm-hmm. All right, now give me some room. Whew. Oh yeah, oh my God. That is perfect, that is perfect, that is perfect. Those brown bits right there.
Super hot?
I don't know if I can. Yeah, it's super hot. That grease got me. Now that is a cheesesteak for one. All right, guys, I have absolutely no idea what it's going to taste like. I can only imagine. I hope in my mind that it doesn't trick me and I give an honest assessment. Like I said, I've thought about this for a long time. It's also taken me 3 days after I smoked the ribeye to even make the dang thing. So, here we go.
Let's just see.
Look how the bread just absorbed all that juice. You lay that cheese in there to protect it so it don't get too soggy. God almighty.
Best cheesesteak you've ever made? I feel like you're way far away.
I'm emotional. Don't see me cry.
Huh? Are you crying?
I love it.
You're not crying.
Stop the video.
You were not crying over a cheesesteak.
God, it is so good.
Okay,
It's been like 2 years.
Honey.
Like, you know.
Have you ever
I'm
seen?
so happy. It's so good. I was scared to death it was gonna suck. It doesn't. God, I don't. I want it.
I don't know. This needs to like go viral. A grown man crying over cheesesteak. Okay, give me a bite.
It's so dangerous.
Kenzie, I think Daddy's really crying.
It is.
Can I have that? I'm having a paper towel. Voice is all cracking. You know when you make stop. You know when you make something and you have standards and expectations and you've been waiting and waiting and waiting, and then you make it and you're scared you're not gonna like it when you eat it.
You got a little horseradish on your other side. Okay.
God, it's so good. We're gonna get back to basics. If you guys are interested, we have a join button down below. We also have a griddle school open if you guys are interested in that. It's one-on-one, teach you guys how to cook on the griddle. No ifs, ands, or buts. Pick and choose as you please. Second of all, thanking each and every one of you. I'm absolutely super excited. This thing, cheesesteak.
I can't believe you were crying.
It's good.
Let me try a bite.
You might cry. You can also find us on the Griddle group on Facebook. That's where we get our inspiration. That's where we get our banter back and forth. That's where we get to know you guys personally, and that's where you guys get to share the food. It is blowing up. You guys should check it out. The Griddle group on Facebook. Last but not least, don't forget to press that subscribe button, pound the notification button, share it with your friends. Make food that makes you happy.
Make food that makes you cry.
Golly. Look at the juice. Would you just look at that? Look at that. God. Now, you see why I'm crying? It's everything you want.
That looks like
Crying meat tears.